I'm not a size queen. I just like big dicks. Welcome to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Hello all, I am Heidi Banks here with another episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I have a super special guest because he's not a drag queen and he is married to a woman. And what else is different about him? I don't know. He got a cute ass though. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Shilow. How you doing here, baby?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
How you
I'm
doing?
so excited to have you. This is so fun that you're here. So, tell the people about yourself, your name, where you're from, what you do.
My stage name's Shilow. Real name's Parsons.
But you don't know him like that, so don't talk to him like that.
It's actually kind of weird when people call me Shilow, but I kind of have to go with it because I chose it. But I'm from Kansas City area, born and raised. So
Nice. So, Shilow, how do you identify?
I say queer. I mean, technically it could be bi, it could be pan, but I am in a relationship, I'm married, so I just say queer male. So
Nice.
I mean, it doesn't change when you're married if you're still attracted to men as well.
Right. So tell people what being queer means to you.
My situation's kind of different because I do have a relationship with a woman, so people will downplay that.
Right.
They'll think, oh, well, you're not technically a part of this community. Or that could be something I make up in my fucking head, you know what I mean? But sometimes it feels that way that automatically I have to be like, oh no, but I've dated men in the past too, just so I can still connect to this community that I love.
Yeah.
I don't really fit in a lot with a lot of cis male men. I am very weird, so that's kind of where I fit in.
And that's one thing I'm sure you've experienced time and time again. I'm sure of being bisexual or pan or queer, being a bisexual man who's currently with a woman. All of a sudden it's like, oh, but you're not really. But it's no, that's just who I'm in love with right now. And that's who I'm with.
A ton of dicks.
I mean, a ton or no. Okay. So, sorry. So let's jump into this.
Okay.
What has being queer meant for you, sexually, in finding relationships? Has it been a thing, finding a woman you like and then dating and then it coming out that maybe you're bisexual, and how has that dynamic been?
It's funny because
between men and women.
The two longest relationships I've had both started out with basically one night stands, and I'm not that kind of person at all. I normally like the courtship. I like the chase. Okay, so that's actually a pretty crazy story. My first real relationship with a man, because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, growing up, you have the guys in high school. They're like, oh, we should masturbate at the same time. Yeah, I'm sure that's everyone's kind of
your segue into gay shit.
You're like, okay.
If we're not touching each other, it's not gay, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I happened in college too, and I was just really weirded out by it because that kind of makes me feel weird. It's you're just using me to masturbate in your space.
Right.
But anyways, I'm at college and I've obviously experimented before I went to college a lot, and and I definitely was not out. Was scared of coming out because I used to be really into religion and just didn't think that it was my choice. That's how I used to view it, which is probably why I struggle sometimes with how I come off as being, a queer man. It's you gotta put on a face. But when I'm here, I'm queer as fuck. But so I'm at this party with my friends and I see these guys walk in, and I'm there with my fraternity brothers, and I get introduced, whatever, I think he's really cute. Next thing I know, I'm hammer drunk, walking home with this guy and his friend, and go back to his place, and I'm just okay, I'm gonna go for it, telling him, hey, I think I like men as well, and then the night ended with a dick in each hand, and then one of them ended up being one of my boyfriends for the longest time.
Oh, a dick in each hand, and then one of them ended up being your boyfriend. I got you. I'm here on the story now.
I did not cuddle with the one who ended up being my boyfriend, though. So.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually made sure we had a blanket, though, so that's good. Maybe that's how I knew.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Right, someone who cares about you more than they care about themselves. He cared about your comfort, and that's cute. If you don't mind, tell me about how you met your now wife and the conversation of having to talk about being about being queer?
Well, I think the reason that my relationship works so well with Haley, she's an amazing woman, is because she knew. We were friends we went to school and she knew who I was, and she knew that I had dated women in the past and men, and I obviously didn't bother her. So when it happened so organically that it was just like there's no question about it. Like I didn't have to question what motives were or if I couldn't be me. I think she kind of gets
It was just the next step in an already developed relationship.
Yeah, she gets 2 in 1. She gets someone who, is her husband, but also gets someone she can fucking spill the tea with, you know what I mean?
I dig that.
Yeah, and I dig it too, yeah. 'Cause she lets me be me, and she lets me, come here with you guys so much, hang out with my good friend Chad, who actually got me into drag. Literally took me to my first drag show, and I saw Genoa, and from then on, I've been like so into the. Well, you were there too, but you were in a fucking wheelchair.
Oh, girl. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, it was
Oh,
long
that
ago,
was
yeah.
fourscore and 5 years ago.
Most girls, would be cool with you being a part of this world, but there's also that jealousy there. I'm sure there's still jealousy involved when someone's spending time with other people,
Right.
but I don't think it's as bad because she knows that I'm not out trying to get with anybody else. I am very faithful in that front.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I mean, you're not dating, you're like married. So like,
Yeah,
that's the
it's
thing.
like, this is a real thing.
It's not like, oh yeah, my boyfriend. No, my husband is out and he will be back at this time. Like there are things that come with the ring. There are things that
Most
come
of the time she's like, no, go out. I don't want to go out. Go do what you need to do.
She's like, I have to go to bed and wake up early. You do whatever you need to do.
That's exactly what it is, actually.
I love that.
Now that I've taken over as host this
Yeah.
week, have you ever hooked up with a guy and his wife been there and watched?
No.
Would you be into that? And I'm not asking for me.
No.
As much as she would love it, I'm not asking for me.
No, I mean I've been approached with that before. I think the way it happens, I feel like a lot of us that have worked here at Mary's have actually been presented with that, and it's so weird in this setting. I was like, bitch, I just brought you your cheeseburger, and you're asking if
want
you
that
can
meat
watch your
and
husband
bones.
fuck me. That's weird. Like you said, the courting process is not there. Like
Yeah.
we don't know each other well enough, or sometimes you don't need to know. Sometimes sex is just sex. But I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm not necessarily into
Searching.
women. It's
Yeah.
not an aversion to vagina because I've been there, but like women in general, I don't know. I mean, if she wants to watch, if she wants to direct a little bit, I might be into it. But it has to be, that's not a thing that I can do with a stranger, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's multiple people involved, so automatically I feel like coming into your space, 2 people that live in this home and I'm a guest, so like automatically makes me feel like weird in some way, especially if I don't know you, and makes me uncomfortable. But I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been a situation presented to me that like I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
Well, I agree. I mean, I'm sure if that situation ever came up, I would still turn it down because I believe, which I'm not shaming anyone, that like when you're in a relationship, like a marriage, you should just have sex with one person unless both people are totally okay with, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And even then, I probably wouldn't do it just because I'm terrible in bed. So I don't want to let anyone else down, really.
Oh, you're just gonna let your wife down.
Oh no, she can go near hers. All right. No.
Do you have any crazy off the wall kind of weird places that you've ever like hooked up?
I think it's not really a weird place because it was at his house, but it was when
The situation itself is weird.
yeah, when his parents are in the next
Oh, girl.
room over, and you're just going to town, and you know that the door's open, and you don't care. It's like during the middle of the day, and you're like, well, let's just get this done real quick.
See, I don't know. I even lived with my mother and father for a while not too long ago, and I was like, I would never even like, I don't know. I think that's just with me. I would never disrespect my mother. That's how I feel it is. It's like I would never disrespect my mother and have sex in her home. Like that's just weird to me. Like
I did it so
like,
much.
No, I'm not. Like you said, I'm not judging you or shaming you. But me personally, like I don't know. Me and my mother have a good relationship. I'm not gonna fuck somebody in her house. That's weird to me.
Especially.
But also, that's my mom's house. Like, she got, there's like doilies on the couch and shit. Like, that's not a place that's sexy to me. That's my mom's house. She has a frilly, like, what is that bed ruffle thing? Like, she's a mom. Like, she's a mom. And so the whole house looks like a mom's house. And I just wouldn't even be comfortable having sex.
Crochet
there,
doesn't make you come?
No, girl, I don't think so. No, that's not true. Because there's this whole Instagram of this guy that makes like crocheted, like knitted jock straps and underwear and shit. And I was like, that's gotta be hot as fuck. But for the look, it sounds cute. It looks cute. I'll send it to you. Okay. But it looks like fun. He just literally like knitted jock straps.
And he like sells them on Instagram?
Yeah. I was like, one, that's probably really itchy and really hot, but they look cool.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe crochet maybe crochet could get me off.
You're looking for a holiday gift.
Any last advice to the kids? Any last words? Final thoughts? THOTS?
I guess my final thought, my hoe advice is, yeah, I wouldn't leave a trail. If you have Facebook messages from the past, always make sure that stuff's gone, because someone could so easily get in and find stuff that you've done in the past, and it might upset them. That stuff's better to come from you. Very open, and I'm not afraid to admit anything I've done. But I feel like if someone was to just get on Facebook, which I've definitely done that before, and I'll admit it, and it's a known thing, and you see something from the past, and you're like, fuck. What did they do? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna send this to your girl, bitch. Fuck you. No, screenshot everything.
Yeah,
but yeah, delete
no
it.
paper trails. No paper trails.
Thanks for being here, and thanks
course,
for
thank
asking
you.
me questions. That was fun.
Thank you for letting me be on.
Now get out. Thank you again for joining me for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. We had a great time with Shiloh. Chance, if you'd like. Follow him down here. Subscribe to Mystical Dreams Productions. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Heidi Banks. And I will be back next week with a super special guest. And I cannot wait to have them. Thanks for tuning in to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, bitches.